Hi everyone, how are you doing? Second test match. Well, second one day. What am I talking about? West Indies tour of Australia, and West Indies won the toss, and they put the Aussies into bowl on this interesting pitch at the Sydney ground. By all indications, there are a little bit of grass on it. Some of the commentators are suggesting that West Indies probably should have batted, but they put them in. Alzari Joseph is back. The Aussies have a new opener as well. As you know, in the last match, Josh English was fantastic, and now they're bringing another lad that they have high hopes for, Josh Fraser McGurk. It's good to see Alzari Joseph back after being rested from the Test series. Obviously, he's the one player we have that is running across all formats, so you have to manage him, especially given his load and World Cup coming up later on here. But interesting times here. We'll see if the West Indies can come back. It wasn't a particularly good match for them the last time, and we need them to figure out a way to see if they can do something. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Hopefully, you are, 4 runs already for McGurk there, and uh, not a particularly great ball. I think you got to pitch this up a little bit, or short of a good length in order to get something out of this pitch. Yeah, that's probably a little bit uh, too much. He's walking down on that and off and running. Doesn't seem like a lot of people in the Sydney cricket ground at the moment, but hopefully that will change. The West Indies not particularly great in the last ODI. Oh, that is what a lovely shot there. That's like six. Very lovely shot. Uh, well, Fraser McGurk immediately called into action, and he's here uh, doing what the Aussies think, dispatching Alzari Joseph as if he's a run of the mill bowler. Oh, that was a fantastic shot there. I've never seen Fraser McGurk, to be honest with you. Yeah, all this the scouting reports suggest that he's something special. Yeah, yeah. Gone, and he's gone. What a lovely ball from Alzari Joseph. That's what you want to do. That's why you want him back in the team. Takes a hammering. The lad decides to hit him out of the park. He gets a four first, then hits him for a six. And then that's just a very good ball. That's exactly where you want to be dropping it. You know? And that's why Alzari Joseph is the man for all seasons for the West Indies. That's a very good start for the West Indies. Hopefully they can capitalize on this. Let me know where you're joining from. Hopefully you are excited for this cricket match. I am. I really hope that the Windies can find a way to be much more competitive. I'll go through the lineup in a second. I mean, as they're doing that, I'll go through it. Josh, as you know, Travis Head has been given a rest for the rest of the tour. I think he won't participate at all in the excuse me in the T20s to follow. He's probably gearing up for that New Zealand series. And so the likes of Steve Smith again captains the side. There's Marnus Labuschagne. Short is still there. Aaron Hardy, Abbott, Will Sutherland, Zampier, and they bring back the Huff, Josh Hazelwood. Cam Green obviously is in as well. The West Indies, they have Alec Athanaze. They're still opening with Justin Graves. Utley's in. Shea Hope, captain Casey Carty, who was unfortunately run out by what I would consider schoolboy cricket from Hayden Walsh, uh, is there. Roston Chase, Romari Shepherd, Matty Ford, Alzari Joseph, Gudakesh Moti, and O'Shane Thomas. So let's see if these Windies guys can come up with a way to improve upon their performance. Thank you for joining me. But that was a very good ball there, from Alzari. Took a hammering, And the one that really gets him is a little bit out. Yeah, it's a similar length to the one before for sure, but it's a little bit wider. He nicks it, and Shea Hope collects that quite comfortably. Don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time on the channel. Thank you for joining me if you've always been here, and let me know what's going on. Let me know your thoughts. I'll be sticking around a little bit for this ODI. It seems as if at least one thing for this series here in Australia is that they're moving around. And first match was uh, Matthew Ford is coming in. Yeah, they're moving around somewhat. Oh, that's a lovely drive there from Inglis. That's gonna. Didn't go all the way to the boundary. They take 2 runs for that. But the Australians are just, particularly strong, as you know, and they have a number of youngsters that they're trying to bring into the team, and that's what you want to do. Weston is here trying to rebuild themselves. Hopefully, they can take something from this series. Especially, I'm looking forward to seeing what these younger guys can do, because this is the place that you really want to put your talent. If you can score runs in Australia, if you can take wickets there, if you can be competitive against them, then that augurs well for your rest of your career. Weston is in serious rebuild as it relates to trying to get this one-day team back up the ranking board. Obviously, thinking about qualifying for the next World Cup. It's unfortunate not to be at the last World Cup, which was, by every indication, an embarrassment. And then, no Champions Trophy as well. Yeah, the wicket, as they're showing it again, has some patches of grass there. Not quite sure what the temperature is there in Sydney. I didn't check. Yeah, it's a good ball by Ford. Yeah. Hopefully, the West Indies can navigate this in some interesting ways. But they got to be very careful, because the Aussies can pile these runs up. And so it's just finding the right length. I think that's going down, straying, that hits him in the area that no batsman wants to be hit. Hopefully, he's okay. Yeah. But Ford himself has to improve, I would say. Let's see what he can do. It's good to see Alzar Joseph back in the team, and it's just unfortunate that we didn't have a better bowling lineup in the last match as well. But batting wise, we didn't really acquit ourselves as good as we should have, and because of that. And I thought, like, when Roston Chase in the last match and Casey Carty was in a rebuilding the innings, you hope that would have been the impetus for some great hitting at the end. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And even when Chase got out and you saw Hayden Walsh coming in with Casey Carty, you thought that he was going to stick around, maybe get to his century. But that run out was really terrible. And it's unfortunate. And this is the strength of this Australian team, that, the man of the match from the last, Bartlett, who was a remarkable find for the Aussies, remarkable on debut, picking up 4 wickets for 17 runs. He's rested today. I think, by all indications, it's supposed to be managing him, because he's been suffering from some back issues there. So that's well, at least the West Indies doesn't. The West Indies don't have to think about, rather, him and his tearaway pace that really destroyed the top order for the West Indies in the first ODI. But they have to reckon with the likes of a Josh Hazlewood, who's coming back, and he is just a fantastic bowler. So yeah, interesting stuff. Cam Green, as well, as we all know, is a very strong person. He's in the team, or he's batting real early as well, but he's quite handy as an all-rounder. Last match he picked up 2 wickets as well, and he had an unbeaten 77. So the Aussies are really good. We must remember this team is the current holders of the World Cup. They beat India in in a fashion that we never thought would have happened, and no one thought this India team would have lost, given all their performances. And the Australians at the end rise to ascendancy. They win the World Cup, so they're serial winners. And they're for them, I think what they're doing is thinking about what's the next set of players that you can start to work their way into their squad. And for West Indies, it's about doing the same and thinking and seeing if the likes of Alec Athenis can kick on and get into top shape, and Casey Carty, you name them, right? This is a different kind of phase. The interesting thing for the Aussies, because of their World Championship status, because of the talent pool they have, it's going to be 6 runs here. It's not just 4 runs. It's just inside. Because of their ability to produce top class players, they have these phasing out. They can rotate players in, and Weston's not in that kind of a position at the moment, but hopefully they can find a way to also develop their own talent. So it's 21 for 1 wicket right now. And yeah, let me know where you're joining me from. Yeah, hopefully Alzar Joseph can pick up another wicket here. That's a short ball and it's dispatched, and Inglis is handling this quite easily. Yeah, it's not a particularly good ball from Alzari there, unless he's setting him up. If he's setting him up, then I can take it. Yeah, English was fantastic. He's a very talented individual as well. So the Aussies aren't short of anything. So no head, Travis Head rested, as many of you would have seen if you follow the news. But a bunch of new guys trying to come in and make their way. Unfortunately for them, unfortunately for the West Indies, Fraser McGurk, who they have high hopes for, after hitting a boundary and a 6, Alzari Joseph found a perfect delivery to get him out. And so run rate is pretty high right now. It's hovering close to 8 and over. So the West Indies really need to think about that as well, and try to restrict that while they also see if they can pick up some wickets. Yeah, I don't know where you are. If I know people joining from Eastern Caribbean, it's probably after 11 there. It's after 10 my time here in Eastern Standard Time, and wherever you're joining from, thank you so much. I also want to let you guys know that I'll be back tomorrow in the day to do a live. We'll be doing a live on track and field, a little watch along. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely, lovely catch. Alzari Joseph is on fire. This is why we missed him. That's the thing. Inglis is gone. See, Joseph is finding the right line, It's like creating this opportunity to drive when it's not really the case. And so that's just a lovely, lovely, lovely catch there from Ruston Chase. So that's good for the West Indies. The Aussies off to a flyer in terms of runs, but 2 men back in the dressing room, and that's how you want to see it. So maybe the decision so far by Captain Shea Hope to bat, I suspect he will be vindicated by that right now. Yeah. Let's see what the Windies can do in terms of continuing to put pressure on them. We'll see if Matty Ford can pitch in and get something. I really want him to really make a good attempt here, because he's a talented bowler, and I think lots of high hopes for him. Steve Smith, the captain, in the absence of a Pat Cummins, is coming to the crease. He's in fine form, as you know. finished that last test match unbeaten. Had a good, good innings in the last ODI, in the first ODI. Yeah, so lovely. Looks like a gorgeous day there in Sydney, Australia. Oof, that's a good ball by Alzari there. Yeah, good ball. No, by Matthew Ford. I apologize. Not Alzari, by Matthew Ford. Yeah, yeah. That's a very, now I'm seeing the replay again of this English dismissal, and Joseph is just putting the ball in the right areas, and that looked like he could have driven it really well. Ooh, good bowling there. Good backing up from, now backing, good Ford stopping his own shot and trying to run out Cameron Green. A little bit of excitement here in Sydney. Yeah. Yeah. So let me know where you're joining me from. Thank you, everybody. It's good to have you on the channel. Uh, Matthew Ford coming in here. Yeah, no run. Because good ball, right? So far, it's what? 3 dot balls off the over. And that's what you want to do. You want to put some pressure on these Aussies. The 2 down. Smith and Green, they haven't scored yet. Well, Smith hasn't faced the ball yet. Green hasn't, he's not off the market. So don't give it to him, right? Make it tough. It's good bowling from Ford, good fielding and to really stop the single. Yeah, it would be good. It would be good if you could, get a maiden here or take a wicket. I mean, that would be great. Yeah. Once again, good bowling from Matthew Ford. It's good bowling. Good bowling. Just need to finish strong now and not concede anymore a run here, and yeah. Yeah, end of the over, maiden, and that's how you follow it up. That's how you do it. That's very good. Thanks everyone for joining. This is really second ODI, and the West Indies won the toss, put the Aussies into bat, and 2 guys are back. The debutant Fraser McGurk gone for 10 after a good flashy start there, but Alzari Joseph figured it out, and Josh Inglis, who was spectacular, great talent as well. He's also out by Alzari Joseph, and a good follow-up over from Matthew Ford to get a maiden here. And you start to put a little bit of pressure on these guys. And if Alzari can find the right spot again, then maybe we can put Steve Smith under pressure. We want to get rid of Steve Smith. That would be what the West Indies would want to do right now. Yeah. A little bit wide ball there. Not quite sure what he's doing. He's probably trying to get him on a shortish one, but maybe setting him up somewhat. Thank you again for joining me. Let me know where you're joining me from. Your thoughts on the ODI so far. Are you okay with retaining Justin Greaves in the side, and especially in an potentially opening position again? I'm not quite sure if that's the case, but I think that might be the case. Yeah. I wonder how well West Indies can respond after what was a comprehensive victory for Australia in the first ODI. You got the feeling if the West Indies had, put on maybe 300 runs or somewhere close to it, would be more competitive. I'm not quite sure they would have won the ODI match regardless, but that's the feeling I get. I think another 60 runs, 70 runs there would have been probably give the bowlers a little bit more impetus to play around and try something, but it wasn't to be. It was comprehensive, and the world champions smacked them around. But it's how do they respond? And I suppose they responded by bringing in their main bowler, Alzarri Joseph, and he so far has been good, 2 wickets. Yeah. Smith off the mark. They should not have gotten that run. That's good running by the Aussies there. Good running by the Aussies. Yeah. Yeah. Just you pick up wickets, you bowl a maiden, and all of a sudden the crowd isn't making noise. All of a sudden you have to rebuild innings, obviously. If West Indies can pick up another wicket in the next couple of overs, then they're firmly on top. At least maybe, if not on top, but definitely the kind of start you want. Yeah. That's a very good shot there from Green. 2 full from Joseph, I would say. Got the treatment. Straight down, 4 runs. Yeah. And so Green, lovely shot. Yeah. And another 4, another lovely shot by Cameron Green. So 2 4s back to back. So far, 10 runs off the over. And the Aussies are looking good again. It's not the kind of length you want to be bowling here. It's going to get 2 for that too. Or at least 4. Another 4, yeah. 3 4s in a row. Excellent batting from Cam Green here. And I think Alzarri has just lost the plot right here. 3 4s to end the over. Cam Green on 12 runs. I'm not quite sure what Alzarri is trying to do here, or what he was trying to do in this over. So 5 overs, 2 for 35. Matthew Ford to Steve Smith. That's a good stop there from Ford off his own bowling. Otherwise, Smith would be making runs here. That's a good shot by Steve Smith. That's going to be 4 runs. Or not really. Well, oh, it is 4 runs probably. I think that's bad feeling by Alzar Joseph. Hmm. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he slid a little bit. Yeah, ball hit the rope. That's 4 runs for sure. Hmm. He should have gotten that. Part of you wanted him to probably get down on the ground and get it, but then again, he's the mainline fast bowler. Probably that's not what you want him to be doing, diving around there. Good to see your mindset. Hoping for a West Indies win tonight. I hope so too. I don't know, right? I think after what I would say was a decent start, I mean, I think we lost our way a little bit again with the bowling here, especially those last three fours off Alzar is over, where Cam Green comfortably dispatched him. But 2 wickets down. But you gotta get rid of one of these guys really quickly. Smith, you gotta get rid of Smith or Cam Green. Either one I'll take, because what you don't want is them rebuilding this innings and start to pile it on you. Yeah, so this is what into the 6 over. Can we get another one soon? It's a good ball there from Ford. What do you think is par score on this wicket here? All right, end of the over. That's a good finish by Matty Ford. I think Ford is doing a pretty good job here. That 4 runs that Smith got off of him shouldn't have been a four, probably two at best. And so in the last couple of overs, Matty Ford have been, bowling in the right areas, kind of restricting the Aussies from scoring. I think maybe let's see what we can get again here. I suspect one is it one more for Alzari before a bowling change. Let's see. How about the India Test match? Have you guys been following that? I mean, that is something else. Last night, I mean, I didn't get to see most of it. I was watching the end of the Indian innings last night, then I fell asleep and I got up and I watched the highlights. What a ball from Jasprit Bumrah! That Yorker was divine. It's an interesting kind of Test cricket going on over there. 396 double century for Jaiswal. Nobody else actually getting what somebody got a 30 something, but it was interesting. And the English guys got off to a very good start. They were like I think 100 and something for two, and all of a sudden, Boomerang started to turn it on. Kuldeep. So yeah, it's very very entertaining cricket going on in the Test match there in India. Hopefully, we get some fireworks here. Par scores 250 to 270. Yeah, that's a lovely shot there from Cam Green. Yeah, Alzar is getting this wrong. And if you get this wrong, Cam Green will make it pay. Boomerang, very special boomerang. Yeah, Jasprit is extremely special. I mean, he was getting the ball to move away. I mean, he was, yeah. And couple of them were coming in. But he was really on the prowl last night. Up there, well, 150 test wickets now for him. The average is fantastic. It's like what 20 or something like that, 20 something, 20 and change. Really fast to 150. He's a very special bowler, and you can imagine he probably would have gone even gotten these much quicker if he hadn't suffered some injury. But to bowl very fast, you gotta take care of yourself and not over bowl. And this is an interesting lesson too for the West Indies as it relates to a Shamar Joseph, because you don't want him to lose pace and you certainly don't want him to get injured. I'm also glad to see that Shamar Holder seems to be back from injury and gearing up to. Ooh, yeah. That can be a wide. Come on. Didn't that even touch him? Yeah, that almost took him out. Let's see. That probably hit his elbow or it was close. Well, it didn't, but it was close there. How is that a wide? I mean, I think bowlers get nothing today. Oh, but I mean, Cam Green is also a tall guy, but I don't know. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah, you really want to take care of these bowlers, right? Yeah. Oh, that's 6 runs. That's just with disdain right there. 6 runs. Right now, Cam Green is on fire. 22 runs off 15. I think mindset is saying I think Broom's action is a big part of it. Yeah, I mean it's unusual, and he's getting the ball to move, and then I think also it's just the how he delivers the ball sometime, right? Like you think about the at the point where he delivers it, some you don't even see it. It's like you don't know if he's scrambling it a little bit. You don't know if he's straight on the seam. It's something else. What the Indians have done in the last decade or so to unearth a bunch of these fast bowlers shows that if you create the right conditions pitch wise, you'll get them. And that's what they actually did. And they're bearing fruits from that. They have a bunch of guys that are pretty good. And that's not something we would have thought about coming out of the subcontinent. They always have a one or two good bowlers, but uh, I think they're developing a lot. Batsman wise, that Jaiswal kid is really fantastic. He was in the under 19 World Cup a couple years ago, I think, and now he's taking his shot and playing England, which is a very good team. So scoring double century, I think third fastest double century for an English batsman. So in high company, Gavaskar, I think he's in company with, and can't quite remember who else. So the Indians are on fire in some interesting ways. And yeah, so it's a good test. If you haven't been watching that, it's a good test match to be watching. Uh, Especially if you're a neutral. I'm never a neutral. My philosophy is anybody but England. Yeah, so that which is also a really great cricket book. I have it somewhere here. I think I can't even. I was in my work office and I had a bunch of cricket books there too. But I'm trying to find the anybody but England book too. I think that's a spectacular book if you have. Lovely from Matthew Ford. He deserves this. First ball off the over. Big wicket of Steve Smith. Not even paying attention, trying to show you books, and then that's a lovely. That's a kind of inside edge there. I think Ford found it, right? In the last couple of overs, he had that maiden, then he had just 4 runs off the other one or something like that, and he starts this off with the wicket of one of the greatest batsmen we've ever seen, and certainly one of the great batsmen of this generation, Steve Smith, gone for 5 and 3 for 50. So the West Indies are in the mix. I'm a bit concerned about how loose they are with the giving away free runs here, but they're in the mix. And especially when you think about your batting lineup, you don't really want to be giving away free runs. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunate for Smith, he's like blaming the pitch, but he put the ball in the right spot and you get that inside edge. So in comes Marnus Lavashane. Yeah, if you can consistently pick up wickets, so we all know this, then it certainly will put them in a better position. Great from 4, 2 wickets in the next 5 overs at a good rate keeps us in the game. I agree exactly. I think if you can get another one, perhaps, what is it now? We're in the 8th over. I don't know if he's going to do a change of bowling now with Alzari, but if, yeah, I'm keeping Ford for at least another over. But good bowling. I mean, I knew, and he was, he's been tight so far, right? Only 9 runs off the only 9 runs off his bowling so far. So he's doing good. Alzari on the other hand is giving away a lot of runs, 41 runs. I mean, he picked up the 2 wickets, but he could have been better with some of these balls, and the Aussies would have been in further trouble. Oof, that's a good ball there by Ford. It's kind of a little bit going away, a little bit wide of the off stump there, and pretty much tempting Marnus to make a shot off it. He, is fishing a little bit. Fishing. Yeah. 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 Another wicket here, and the Aussies are like squeaky bum time, as the great Alex Ferguson used to say. Yeah. Yeah. I like what Ford is doing. Yeah. Certainly like what he's doing. He's putting the balls in the right area. He's restricting the batsman from free flowing cricket. And that's good. Thanks everyone for joining me. So watch along tonight. Tomorrow we'll do some track and field. I'll stay on for a little bit here while we get to watch some. Oh, outside edge there, but nobody is there. Let me see. Let me get to some more of your comments. Marnus is not in the best form. If the boys avoid loose deliveries, they can put pressure on Marnus. Yeah, Marnus is certainly. Yeah, it doesn't look comfortable. I mean, if you think about even going back to the World Cup, both Smith and Marnus Labuschagne, they weren't in the best of form. They were just like playing them with the I mean, Marnus, I think on the moment they were going to drop him in the World Cup, I think he performed in that game. I can't remember which one it was now. But those guys are class batsmen, so if they're not in great form, you want to capitalize, because when they are, they'll take it away from you. So the West Indies are bowled 8 overs. It's 51 for 3. Great bowling, I would say, from Matthew Ford. Uh, Alzari as well, picking up 2 wickets, which is what West Indies would have wanted, but a bit expensive right now. 41 runs, economy rate of 10.25. Yeah, a couple 6, gone off of his bowling, and 4 4s. So far, Ford has only 1 boundary, which was somewhat of a poor feeling from Alzari. Ramari Shepherd is on. Yeah, and hopefully he can do something. I mean, Shepherd is an interesting cricketer. He can swing the bat as well. I like to see his averages going down. I think, he's been playing. He's been in and out, he's been in the system for a little bit. You want to see him bowling better. That's what 29 matches for him right now in ODI cricket, average of 41. That's not what you want to see. I know he's been improving in the last how many games, but I mean, in some teams, the average of that you would not make it back into the team. He's certainly much better uh, in recent years in T20 too, especially his batting performances to back it up. Truly a good all rounder to have in your team, but yeah, it's also a loose delivery there from Shepard, and Marnus just clipping that away, finding the gap for four. That's not what you want to do. That's too easy. Yeah. You want the batsman to work for these runs. That's too easy right there. The second test match is gone. India's lost a wicket already. It seems like they're 21 for one. So it seems Jaiswal is on 16. Rohit Sharma was bowled by Anderson, so that must have been really early in the morning here. Shubman Gill haven't is on 0 right now. Yeah. Yeah, don't forget to put your comments in the chat. We appreciate those. That keeps the vibes going, especially on a watch along like this where we just chat about the cricket, hopefully enjoying the cricket as well. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm happy to be here with you. Thought I would come on, make sure we get to watch a little cricket and discuss what's going on. I'll stick around for a little bit longer, obviously, and hopefully West Indies can pick up another wicket here. That's a very good shot by Cam Green. Excellent shot. But good running around off the boundary line there by Matthew Ford. And make sure that they didn't get 4 runs there. He is. Rohit Sharma is having a leading period. He is. World class guy. A lot of pressure on Sharma too, playing all formats as well. Something has to give, right? I still don't know what rest Virat Kohli was doing, to be honest with you. It said, I believe it was rest for personal reasons, but it's a big series against England. I'm not quite sure what the rest is about, but I guess they're okay with it. Yeah. Yeah. Weston is needed another wicket here at the SCG, and that would be what you want to see here. I don't know if you guys are big on other sports, but some good sports this week. Some good stuff in the Premier League today. Before I came up to watch cricket, I was watching the fourth quarter rather of the Iowa women's basketball game against Maryland. It's a pretty good game. Maryland gave Iowa a good challenge, but in the end, Caitlin Clark and the rest of the Lady Hawkeyes was too good for it. Dean the Dream, you're around. Thank you. If West Indies can bowl Australia for less than 200, then they have a chance. Anything above that, and it's over for them. At this rate, it would take something spectacular in my book for the West Indies to bowl them out for less than 200. That certainly would be fantastic. But you got to get the balls in the right area, and you got to take some wickets. And right now, Cam Green is settled in my book. Labuschagne will not worry about anything because I think they feel they have enough to rebuild this. Green is batting pretty well. They're turning over the runs. run rate is above 6. That's not terrible. And if they can rebuild the innings, then they will have enough to start being a bit more expansive. So under 200 is pretty hard at the moment, especially if you're not picking up wickets at regular intervals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully the West Indies will bat better today as well. Difficult to get them on there. Yeah, I agree. That would be, yeah. If we can do that, that would be special. Probably need us. You need to go to Guyana. Get Shamar Joseph to give you one of those spectacular spells. I saw some stuff on the news. I was following it. I saw some stuff on YouTube as well. I saw the kind of fanfare, the welcome that Shamar Joseph got from the Guyanese people when he landed, and that was something special to watch because they recognize how important the lad was to putting a smile on the face for millions of West Indies fans around the world, and certainly people of the Caribbean and the Caribbean diaspora who have been longing for a while, for a long period of time. And so I'm happy to see the lad home. Hopefully he gets to get some rest and recovery. The toe gets back to normal and he'll, get to back to bowling at some point. But we gotta definitely keep him fit and healthy. Yeah. Yeah, fingers crossed that we can do it. Just a little bit, slow at the moment. I think Matthew Ford has been bowling exceptionally well in terms of limiting the amount of runs that he's giving away. And if only he could be supported by his opposite number at the moment, who is Ramaria Shepherd. Yeah. Oh, it's poor feeling right there. A little gave away that run if it had been collected easily. So 63 for 1. West Indies, as you know, chose the field. I don't know if anybody been watching the New Zealand South Africa test match as well. I didn't get a chance to look at it. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. He wasn't initially picked for the ODI. My hope was if he wasn't injured, they would have at least kept him on tour, right? So he would, see some things, watch from the sidelines. I'm not particularly upset that he. I mean, assuming he was fit, I still feel like sending him back home would have been the right thing to do in terms, or keep him in on, if you keep him but not playing, because we often get carried away and you don't want to put a burden on. Oof, it's not a bad ball from Shepard, but yeah, you don't want to put a burden on the lad, I would say. But if I was going from purely selfish reasons, yeah, I think he should be playing. That's what I think most people would want to see. I also think it's good to play some one-day cricket too, because you have to think. Yeah, the field is set up for the batsman, in my estimation. So I think you learn how to take wickets as well. So yeah, it would be great if he was around, but if we think with our heads, in a way, that little rest is good for him, and hopefully the toe, is okay, and he'll be back to normal. Because he's certainly gonna do some T20. I know Darren Sammy is interested in seeing him. I suspect he could be in the T20 squad. I would put him in the T20 squad. That kind of pace. And it's not only pace, it's his ability to put the balls in the right area. Doing some good. I have been saying, and I remember I was saying this on a few lives past. I look at the West Indies T20 squad. I was fortunate to see them in person as well when I was traveling there in Trinidad for a little bit. What I when I see the squad, I look at a team that's flourishing under Darren Sammy's coaching leadership and certainly flourishing under Rovman Powell. I look at a guy like a Shea Hope as the kind of anchor role that he can play. You have some good bowlers. It bats deep. You're reintegrating of an Andre Russell. Well, the one thing I always was thinking about was after the power play, what happened, right? There's no, or you need another bowler, and I wasn't sure if that's a pace bowler or someone who can a leg spinner or finger spinner or somebody like that. But I think West Indies are short of a bowler who can take wickets. Currently, we know a bowler who can take wickets. So I would put it to you guys, and I suspect that Shamar Joseph probably will be in a team like that. If he's fit and healthy, you get him in. He could be a game changer for the West Indies in the T20 World Cup. So whether or not he gets a couple opportunities to play, that would be good. The World Cup is coming up in a matter of months, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think if Sammy was looking for a bowler, he might have found one. How we use the lad is another story, but that's important. Uh, yeah, he can play some white ball cricket because we don't play. Yeah, I would like to see. Yeah, I would like to see him. I'm sure he'll get back to probably some. Yeah, I get a little bit of a franchise cricket, get some extra money, but as long as it's calculated and measured, and I'm happy he's on the West Indies international retainer contract, which will suggest that he should be prioritizing West Indies cricket and hopefully burnout. Burnout is the biggest issue for me when it comes to, well, not for me as well, but I think it's universally known that burnout is the biggest thing for fast bowlers in terms of how you manage them, how you prevent injury, because it's a grueling thing, but also make them fresh so that way they can continue to be fast. Because if you're express pace and you're tired, then you're not going to be express pace. And there's very few bowlers who can bowl continuously all year round and it doesn't impact them. It's a good shot there. Lifted up, 4 runs. Green is pretty good. I think about the likes of a Courtney Walsh, right? I think he was an anomaly. Obviously, he's one of the all-time great fast bowlers. First fast bowler, first bowler, I think, to get 500 wickets. So he could bowl very long spells, and he would bowl. He would play a lot of cricket for West Indies. He would show up for Jamaica, and he would definitely play a lot of county cricket for Gloucestershire. So not everybody can do that. And maybe if he didn't do that, he probably would have been quicker too. Who knows? I mean, I'm not quite sure we can nitpick the career of Courtney Walsh, but he's an exception when it comes to that. For the modern cricketer, even with the sports science, the individualized training, which is across many sports, it rest is important. Yeah. Matthew Ford has been bowling fairly well. He's into his sixth over, right? So is it? Australia 67 for 3. That's a good. Yeah, that was where that wouldn't have been out anyway. So. Yeah. So the West Indies are. I mean, I think this is okay. I think if you're Australia, you're not bothered. Cam Green is building. I know for a fact Marnus doesn't even care because they know that if he can stick around, allow Cam Green to take the runs over, they have enough to take it to us. So I think a wicket is needed now for the West Indies. Very important that they pick up one. Very, very important. But a couple of updates, obviously, as well. I will be back tomorrow, obviously, because of the timing of when these cricket matches start. I can't stay up all night. But I appreciate those of you who come in and listen and join in. Appreciate Mindset tonight and Dean the Dream for their participation in the comment section rather. But I'll be back tomorrow as well. I'll stick around a little bit more for this match, but I will be back tomorrow in the day where I'll spend some time I'm going to do a little live for the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. I haven't gone live on track and field so far. I haven't done enough track and field work this year. And some of my track and field people probably wondering what's going on. But, they'll have the whole of the summer right into the Olympics as well. Can't wait for cricket in the Olympics as well. Not this, yeah. Some interesting sports are coming in the Olympics in the 2028 Olympics. You're going to get flag football as well. Yeah. Run rate just around 5 point, just about on 5.51. You have to like that, but I think wickets are important. That's a good shot there to find the gap, but just a single. Maybe it's time to bring on a Goodikesh Moti. Just a bit of a lull in my estimation. Let's see. Cam Green. Oof. Big swing and a miss there. I kept a bit low, it looks like. Yeah, that didn't come up at all. Yeah, decent over by Shepard, only 2 runs off of it. Run rate is slowing down. It's good by the Windies there. Yeah. Good by the West Indies. Let me know where you're joining me from. If you join me on a rebroadcast, obviously, I appreciate that as well. Watch along for sure. Seems to be a decent crowd in the Sydney Cricket Ground there. Not as big as you want it to be, but it's a lovely cricket stadium. Thomas is into the action. Yeah. Accuracy is his issue. I think fitness was his issue too. I still think, if I'm being honest, both Shepard and Thomas probably not in the kind of fitness you would. I don't think they're in the best of shape. But Thomas is he had lots of high hopes for him. His action at the end still is a bit awkward for me. It's almost like he's stopping and adjusting before. It's not a smooth bowling action. There's a big guy, has some pace. Ooh, that's a full toss there. And it's probably too high too, so it's gonna be so no ball for sure. Yeah, that could have took him out. Yeah, that's really high. So 5 runs there. So no ball, free hit, not particularly good. Let's get a Yorker line right here. Come on. Don't go for any big runs. Straight over for 6. That's just like terrible bowling there from O'Shane Thomas. Why would you bowl that light? He just asks for him to whack it. You bowl a terrible ball before, it goes for 4 and a no ball, free hit, and you just ask for getting hits again. I mean, at this stage, this is the issue I have with even like him. He's played enough ODIs. He's been around the circuit for a while. Those are the balls that you don't want to be making. You don't want to be bowling. I also think he doesn't brace his front leg the way you would want. Could get some extra pace that way, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit nitpicky here too. Yeah. But it's good to see everybody. Good to have you guys on the channel. It's a bit after 11 for me. Let's see what mindset is say. We need to be disciplined enough to pitch the ball in certain areas. We need the spinner on. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I thought Shea Hope would have gone with Gudakesh Moti, but I guess he's seen something we're not seeing. Yeah, I certainly would have gone with the spinner. That's good feeling there by Alec Athanes. Oh my gosh. 15 off the over. This is giving away runs. This is a problem for the West Indies. Giving away runs. And if you're not taking wickets, you can't be giving away runs. I accept the Alzari giveaway because he picked up some wickets. I probably shouldn't accept it because of his caliber, but we can't afford to be doing that. That's not what you want to be doing. Wickets are important right now. West Indies need to take some wickets. Because I can guarantee you the Aussies won't be giving these type of balls away. You gotta ask the batsman to work hard. Don't give it away. Well, good evening. Yeah, good. How are you doing? Hopefully you're enjoying the cricket. That's a good stop there. Good stop there. Oof. To the inside edge there. But Cameron Green looking good so far. 32 off 38. Labuschagne is 22 off 23. Quickly getting to that point. And this is the thing that you don't want. I mean, if you're Aussies, then yeah, this is a rebuild. If these guys get settled here, then you're in trouble. Whew. Yeah, we have to do that. Green gotta go. Because he can switch it on. But at this stage, I'm taking either Labuschagne or Green. West Indies need wickets. You need wickets right now. Hmm. But yeah, I've been on for a little bit over an hour, guys. I thought I would come on, obviously, to make sure, I'm watching the cricket, so why not watch it with you guys? And I appreciate those who have come in for however long and said hi and participated. I hope the West Indies can find a couple wickets here, and we'll see. But all around, there's a lot of great cricket going around all around the world, obviously. Fantastic match going on between England and India, second test match. India 39 for 2 currently, and they're leading by 182 runs. They probably got to lead by a lot because you never trust the way this English test side plays. They seem to be in the mix to chase down anything. This English team is under Stokes' interesting kind of setup. So interesting test match going on to with New Zealand and South Africa. I haven't got caught up on it yet, but it's 210 for 2. The Kiwis are batting, and there's the Afghanistan Sri Lankan test match going on as well. Afghanistan bowled out for 198, and Sri Lanka are 415 for 6. So some great cricket all around, I want to see what this Thomas guy. I just don't understand. He's back in the team, but he's all over the place. Like, what were they doing in these times when he was out of the team? Oh, good feeling, good feeling. Athens have been stopping some sure runs out there. Definitely great feeling there. It's like full stretch. Yeah. That's some special feeling there to stop that. Because that's certain runs right there. This time he couldn't stop it, but he got a hand to it, only a single. Yeah. Yeah, Labuschagne is pushing these out there. Once again, full stretch by Alec Athanaze. Did get something on it. Yeah. 3 for 89. We're into the 16th over. 5.74 run rate. It's better from Thomas because he was all over the place in his first over. Only 3 so far off this. Let's see if he can finish this strong. Let me see what you're saying here. I wonder what I have to wonder what the bowling coach asks our guys to do in training. It's a very good question. Oh my God, he's gone. Very, very good here. So I guess there's a good adjustment here from O'Shane Thomas. I like to see it because he was all over the place there. And as Mindset said, got to get rid of Cam Green. Got to get back your comment there, and Thomas does the job. I'm gonna nitpick Thomas again, but we all knew when he burst on the scene many years ago in that last World Cup. There's a lot of high hopes for Shane Thomas. Struggled with his weight, struggled with where he bowls in terms of hitting the right spot all the time. And so maybe he's not that kind of an accurate bowler, but he was out of the team for a substantial period of time. Cricket West Indies, to their credit, and I think he had some injuries as well, so I don't want to not mention that. But Cricket West Indies, to their credit, recognize him as a future talent. So the kind of remedial work to get him back to where he needs to be was necessary. I don't know how good that was. I don't have enough clarity on this, and I asked this recently, and I should contact some people to see if there's better clarity. When you think about the talent that you have in the region, the ones that you identify as potential, what role is the board playing? What role is the selectors playing in terms of putting people in contact with people who can help or aid in the development of the cricketer, especially for the young cricketer? I think when you're an emerging player, you need to be monitored not only by whatever setup that you have in terms of people who would be in your camp, but also monitored by the association as well. So you're thinking about West Indies cricket doing something, especially through the local boards, because if you're not doing that, if you're not checking in, and I'm not saying they don't do it, I don't still know the answer to this. You just leave things up for chance. Once a player becomes an international cricketer and they start to make their way into the team and they solidify a spot, then you could turn less attention to that. So you think about the current West Indies team. I don't care what West Indies would do to check up on the likes of an Alzari Joseph. He's now a serious professional, a seasoned professional. If he has issues, I think he should be working with his own bowling coach or batting coach and ironing things out, thinking about the game. But when you get youngsters coming through, they need more support. I don't know if that's happening. If it is, then maybe we need to reevaluate how well it is working. And if it's not, then certain systems need to be in place because you have to chart the trajectory of the cricketer or any professional athlete for that matter. So when you think about the development of football or soccer players or basketball players, track and field athletes, tennis, there is a moment where you identify that if we do X, Y, and Z, they should be at this point. And sometimes it just seems as if some of these things are for chance. Like you think about this ODI series and you think about Xavier Bartlett, a fantastic performance, 4 for 17. And he doesn't play in this match. And the thing is, they're saying we have to monitor him. We have to be circumspect. So you know what that means? They're doing tests. They know what his body is going through. And they're like, you know what? It doesn't make sense to push it because his long-term future is at stake. I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, so I think that's the word, proactive. How and when your team isn't great, or even if it's great, you want to continue the talent pool to come through. So you have to make sure some of these things in play, like the talent scout, the scout recruitment, the recruiting, the in many sports that you have feeder systems, there are people who work. Their only job is to get the development players into the first team, in this case into the test or the ODI or T20 setup. So what are they doing? Because you don't want to fail, and you don't want to get talented players who show promise early and you don't cultivate it the way you should. Especially looking at these ODI guys, the one at the World Cup. Unfortunate for Weston's under 19. Felt bad for them. Yesterday I got up, I was watching it, and the hope was that they would try and defeat the Aussies, and then the lightning strike comes and the rain, and the match finishes without a result, effectively ending the hopes of the West Indies of making it to the semi-final of the Under 19 World Cup, which has been really interesting. I've watched a few of the matches and some good cricket there. And it's always I don't watch. I should be watching every match too, but well, clearly I don't have time for that. But that's where you get to see some of these future stars when you watch them at that point. You think about what's happening now in the India series, a Jaiswal double century. Not too long ago he was playing in the under 19 cricket setup. Gudakesh Moti's on 3 balls already in the over, no run. Labuschagne. And he's gone. That is such a divine ball right there, setting him up. 3 of them without score. Flights it up. It looks like a little bit better. Let me see it on the replay. He's driving and goes straight into. It's a little bit like it's going straight to the cover region. It seems like it's good. So West Indies needed that. 26 off 33 balls, 5 for 91. So let's hope that the West Indies can pick up some more wickets, and then that they will be able to give this chase a run. A good fight. Good to see Moti. Let's watch. Let's see if he finishes off this over in Feinstein. Aaron Hardy comes in. Maybe Dean the Dreamer is coming earlier. Could be you pick up another couple wickets here and you might be onto something. I thought we needed a spinner on, take some pace off the ball. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I thought you should come on before Thomas, but I guess Thomas eventually picked up a wicket. So in the end, I guess Shea Hope was right. Yeah. Off the mark immediately for Hardy. Yeah. Short is on strike. Oh! I don't know how close that was to Moti. I have to see it on again. But 2 runs off the over, most importantly, a wicket. 93 runs for 5. Westons probably feel like they're in okay position. Yeah. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure hanging around with you for tonight. Hopefully, if it's Saturday morning, Sunday morning for you, or Saturday evening still, or whatever time it is, wherever you're watching this. Hopefully, you continue to engage with cricket, engage with this channel. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe, like the video, and I'll be back tomorrow to do a track and field live and enjoy the rest of your day.